everybody, and welcome back to Bariatric Living 101. I'm Lisa, and today I am going to make the newest viral thing out there, I guess, is Ina Garten's Brownie Pudding. But I'm doing it low carb and sugar free. So anyway, I went ahead and got my ingredients ready, so I won't have to do that while I have you guys watching. And so I have to make some adjustments though, because this is going to be low carb, higher protein, and sugar free. So her recipe calls for 2 sticks of butter melted, which I already have done. It's already here, already melted. And try and get it to cool before I put it in the recipe. And then the next thing is she calls for 4 eggs. Four extra large eggs. So my eggs weren't extra large, so I went ahead and did 5 eggs. And one of the reasons also for that is the flour I'm using. She uses all-purpose flour, only half a cup of all-purpose flour. But I have this PB Fit peanut flour, and it's the baking blend, and it is higher in protein. It's got, for 1/3 of a cup, I'm using half of a cup, and this is more of a more dense of a flour than all-purpose, to a degree, not that much though. But this is 10 grams of protein for just 1/3 of a cup. So we're going to get a little bit more than 10 grams in the whole pan. And it only has 1 gram of sugar for that 1/3 of a cup. And it is 15 grams of carbs. However, there are 7 grams of dietary fiber. So if you minus the 7 grams of dietary fiber from the 15, you have 8 net carbs. So yeah, the calories for 1/3 of a cup is 110 calories, and the fat is only 2.5 grams. So this is my flour of choice for this recipe to keep it higher protein and low carb. And hopefully we'll have good results with it, because I haven't done this recipe with that flour yet. I have done other recipes with that flour, and they've always turned out great. So because I know it's a little bit more of a dense flour though, I have increased the amount of eggs. Plus she said extra large, and so I went ahead and added an egg. She also calls for 2 cups of sugar, which I'm using this is 2 cups of Splenda. You use your artificial sweetener of choice. My choice is Splenda, because I know Splenda bakes really well. Her recipe also calls for 3/4 of a cup of cocoa, and I have already sifted it, and it's already here in the bowl waiting. And my flour has also already been sifted, so this is my peanut flour. That's half a cup. So 3/4 of a cup of cocoa and 1/2 cup of peanut flour in our case. And her recipe also calls for a vanilla bean, but I don't have vanilla beans, so I'm going to do a teaspoon of my Madagascar vanilla. I think it's Madagascar vanilla. So I'm going to do that. And she says this is optional. She uses a raspberry liqueur in her recipe. I watched her video, and she does use a raspberry liqueur. I'm reading it off my computer. The tablespoon of framboise liqueur. I don't know. I know it's raspberry because that's what she said. So I don't have that, but to add a little bit more flavoring, because I know Splenda doesn't always sweeten it to my liking, so I am going to add a tablespoon of my cherry sugar-free syrup. So that is what I'm going to do. And due to the fact that I'm using more dense flour, I'm also adding in, we made French vanilla coffee this morning. And so I'm adding in about 3/4 of an ounce. It's almost an ounce. It's just shy of an ounce. That's all I had left because after my husband came back in and got some more coffee. So I'm adding just a little bit more liquid here and there, like with an extra egg, a little bit of coffee, a tablespoon of this Jordan Skinny syrup. So I just hope it turns out good, and I will see you at the mixer. Let's get started. Hey everybody, this is the consistency I believe we want. This looks like more of a brownie batter, but a little looser. So hopefully we'll get our the pudding mix, the pudding texture in the middle, like a kind of like a lava brownie. That's what it's supposed to be like. So got that ready. I already have my pan buttered. And now I'm just going to put this in my pan. So I would have possibly used almond flour, but the fact of the matter is about almond flour is I don't like it, and it doesn't like me as far as it upsets my stomach. So peanut flour seems to be a good alternative for me. So far, I have really liked using peanut flour. I'm going to spread this out into this pan. And that is what it's supposed to look like. And now we're going to get it into a steam bath and into the oven. Okay, I thought I was recording a few minutes ago, so I'm not sure where I left off from what you guys saw. So I did just put my brownie batter in the oven with a steam bath. And there it is. It's got some hot water in that pan, and I will keep checking on this periodically. It's supposed to bake for an hour. So yeah, it's supposed to bake for an hour at 325 degrees in a steam bath. I will keep checking on it because it's a very shallow pan, but I have my water in. So if it needs more water, I will add more water. So yeah, we will see you in a bit when it's done. Hey everybody, welcome back. Now I'm about to take the brownie pudding out of the oven. Look at that. I wanted you guys to see me scoop this up. See if it's the pudding consistency we're wanting. I know we got the crust on top. I'm gonna get it from the middle. It's more like a brownie instead of all that ooey gooey lava. I mean, it's still pretty soft in the middle though. I may have baked it for 1 hour, but it may have been too thin of I may have used too big of a pan. Or it could also be the flour. The flour is pretty dense. So I don't know. But we're going to try it and see how it tastes. Look at that. This is gonna be piping hot because I just took it out of the oven. It's good. I'm not sure if the peanut flour agrees with it though. I didn't get the pudding consistency that I wanted. You know, the really lava-y thing. But it is a good brownie. It's good. I just don't think I would use the peanut flour again. And I think next time I might try oat flour if I do this again. So if you want, you can experiment and do oat flour or almond flour and let me know in the comments how yours turned out. And but for a brownie, it's pretty good. It's not as sweet as I wanted it to be, so maybe I needed to add a little bit more Splenda. I don't know. So anyway, I hope you do try to make this and let me know how yours turns out. So okay, so I will see you in the next video. Bye.